When I was 6 years old, I lost the word no. Maybe age or my gender had something to do with it, or maybe I just did not have the strength to say no. However, in a recent moment of self-reflection, I understood the deeper reason why. Being a victim of sexual assault at the age of 6 robbed my vocabulary of the word no. You see, when I was assaulted, I repeated the word no over and over again. However, I left with the feeling that I said yes, that I wanted it. As a result, I blamed myself and lived in shame. So much so that 6 months ago, at the age of 43, is when I told my mother what repeatedly happened to me at the neighbor's house by a teenage boy. In my middle school years through my 30s, I went to individual and group therapy, trying to reclaim my power. Therapist after therapist told me that I was not to blame, but I could not believe it for myself. In my younger years, my no was silent. I was in abusive relationships, and my workplace was destructive. However, I started coming into my no when I had children, 2 daughters. My yeses turned to nos not just because I was expressing my frustration, teaching them lessons, and setting up boundaries, but because I became vigilant. My hypervigilance stemmed from my own fear of my daughters becoming victims. You see, I was a mama bear. Well, okay, I can still be a mama bear. Judging and inspecting everyone around my children, especially the men, and I always feared the worst. Yes, at times I can still be that mama bear, that helicopter mom. However, I'm working every day to make progress to allow my children to have more independence. And they are becoming frequent users as girls with the word no. The reason why I bring up this extremely vulnerable situation that happened to me is because I've spent the last 20 years of my career working with teenagers and their parents to guide them through the college admissions process. You can imagine how often I see young people making decisions about their future based on other people's yeses rather than their nos. Too often do I see parents writing their college essays for their children, making choices of where they're going to go to college and what they're going to major in, rather than allowing these children to be themselves. Now, I feel like I have every reason to hold my kids close, be that mama bear, never let them out of my sight. However, the biggest progress came for me when last year I allowed my 12-year-old daughter, and I shouldn't say allow, my 12-year-old daughter chose to go for 3 weeks to live in Ecuador with strangers through a homestay program. Now, I didn't sleep through those 3 weeks. However, I let her go, and you can ask my husband, he's here. I let her go, and I worked through my trauma. I bring this story up because too often am I hearing and seeing young people not saying no. And so through my practice, I have tried to help them. And so one of the things that I love to hear is when my children or my students say no to me. No, I don't want to major in, I don't want to become a doctor. I want to become an artist. No, I don't want to go to that college. It's not right for me. The recent college admissions scandal is evidence of how far parents are willing to go to discredit their own students' yeses, or their own students' no's for the sake of their own yeses. So that is my mission. And so yes, I can be that mama bear, I can hold them close. But now at the age of 44, no means no and yes means yes.